A fresh wave of military escalation has pushed the United States and Iran closer to wider regional conflict, with new airstrikes, missile attacks and a mysterious fire aboard a commercial vessel in the strategically vital Strait of Hormuz, raising fears over global energy security and the regional stability. And early today morning, a commercial vessel caught fire near the Omani coastline in the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's busiest and most important maritime trade routes. Well, the United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operations operated by the British military confirmed the incident and advised ships transiting the area to exercise extreme caution. While the exact cause of the fire remains unknown, the incident comes amid growing tensions between Washington and Tehran and has heightened concerns over the safety of commercial shipping through the narrow waterway that normally carries one-fifth of the world's traded oil and natural gas. The situation has become even more alarming after Iran's Revolutionary Guard claimed that two oil tankers attempting to use the southern shipping route through the Strait of Hormuz had exploded and become immobilized. The claim has not been independently verified, but Tehran warned that not a single drop of oil or gas would safely pass through the strait if what it described as American aggression continued. Iran also claimed responsibility for targeting American military assets in Jordan's Aqaba region and warned the United States to prepare for what it called a punitive response. And as the tensions mounted, the United States launched another round of airstrikes on Iran, marking the 9th consecutive night of military operations. And according to the U.S. Central Command, the latest strikes targeted Iranian military command centers, air defense systems, coastal civilian sites, missile and drone launch facilities, maritime capabilities and communication network. Washington said that the objective was to weaken Iran's ability to threaten commercial vessels and civilian mariners operating in the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. President Donald Trump confirmed the fresh strikes, saying that the attacks were carried out in honor of American service members who have been killed during the conflict. The Pentagon also announced that another U.S. service member had died in Iraq during the controlled detonation of a downed Iranian drone. And with this latest casualty, the number of American military personnel killed since the conflict began has risen to 17. The military campaign has also expanded beyond conventional military targets as recent American operations have struck bridges, electrical infrastructure and strategic military installations across Iran. Footage released by the U.S. military showed fighter aircraft and Tomahawk cruise missiles hitting multiple locations, including mountainous regions that are believed to house missile bases operated by Iran's Revolutionary Guard. Iran's Atomic Energy Organization confirmed that one of the American strikes hit the construction site of the Darkove nuclear power plant in the southwestern Iran. However, the International Atomic Energy Agency clarified that the facility was still in the early stages of construction and contained no nuclear material during its most recent inspection, reducing fears of any immediate nuclear risk. Iran has continued responding with missile and drone attacks targeting American allies across the Middle East. Bahrain, Jordan and Kuwait activated their air defense systems after detecting incoming missiles and drones. Jordan's military intercepted multiple Iranian missiles without casualties and later summoned Iran's charge d'affaires to formally protest the attacks. Israel also remained on high alert after Iranian missiles were launched towards Jordan's port city of Aqaba, raising concerns that debris or missile fragments could cross into the Israel territory. Authorities in the southern Israel city of Eilat launched interceptor missiles in order to prevent falling debris from reaching populated areas and warned residents to remain vigilant. Meanwhile, Kuwait reported that one of its major power generation and water desalination plants had come under attack for the second time in just 2 days, causing fires at the facility. Although officials confirmed that the national power grid remains operational, the attack has raised serious concerns because nearly 90% of Kuwait's drinking water depends on desalination plants. Well, the Gulf Cooperation Council has strongly condemned Iran's attacks on civilian infrastructure, and GCC Secretary General Jassim Mohammad al-Budaibi accused Tehran of committing war crimes by targeting facilities that provide essential services to the civilians. And under international humanitarian law, civilian infrastructure such as power stations, bridges and water facilities is protected unless it is being used for military purposes. And even then, any military action must remain proportionate and minimize harm to the civilians. And the rapidly escalating conflict has also triggered major disruptions in the global energy markets, and fears that the Strait of Hormuz could become inaccessible have pushed Brent crude oil prices above $90 per barrel. renewing concerns about a global energy crisis and rising fuel prices worldwide. And with both the United States and Iran intensifying military operations, commercial shipping increasingly under threat, and regional allies being drawn into the conflict, fears are growing that the Middle East may be heading towards a much broader confrontation. And as the diplomatic efforts continue to weaken and military actions intensify, the world is closely watching whether the crisis can still be contained before it develops into a full-scale regional war. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.